Let's talk about Insolent Ood. Okay, so Insolent Ood is a very new release from Zoha Aroma, end of the year, and they're coming out with some bangers. So let me tell you a little bit what this is an inspiration of and how it compares to the actual fragrance. So Louis Vuitton has a excellent line. The crown jewel from Louis Vuitton is Ombre Nomade. And if you know about Ombre Nomade, essentially they came out with these three fragrances for a Middle East exclusive initially, and then it was released worldwide. And it's this excellent composition of what you would expect, very luxurious, very uplifting, very luxurious, very opulent, very rich smelling, and very much catered to the Middle East demographic. Ombre Nomade, if you know that fragrance, it is a polarizing fragrance. A lot of people love it and a lot of people hate it for a variety of reasons. And this is what you get when you actually go somewhere where I would say it has mythical qualities in it. If you go to places like temples or mosques, or if you go to the haram, you will smell something that smells like this. You will smell something that has Ombre Nomade, essentially that oud and that rose and saffron and all of the good things that you associate with the Middle East and opulence and wealth and all of that combined into a bottle. That's what Ombre Nomade smells like. And it's not for everyone. So with the release of Insolent Ood by Zoha Aroma, let's see how it stacks up. So it comes in this 15 ml and there's also a 50 ml. But let me tell you what's really important, and that's what's in the bottle. What do you get in Insolent Ood? In Insolent Ood, you have oud, rose, leather, saffron, and a touch of raspberry. Those are the prominent notes that I get to my nose. I've spent quite a bit of time with this fragrance to test it in different scenarios, inside and outside, because it's really winter and we're in the dead of winter here in Canada. This is an excellent time for me to test this fragrance. It's a very extremely well blended fragrance. You cannot disassociate the leather and the oud and the rose and the saffron. It's very well blended together, and it presents itself in an excellent composition of very much so, like, it's not fragmented. It's not all over the place. It doesn't smell screechy in the opening. It doesn't have a weird dry down. No, I think the life of this fragrance is quite consistent in terms of how it smells for Ombre Nomade or for Insolent Oud. So let's dissect this a little bit. So what type of oud is this? There's a variety of ouds out there, Indian, Indonesian, Laos, skanky ouds, or what people call barnyard ouds, or Western ouds, which are much more friendly and approachable. What type of oud is in this? I would say that this is not a skanky oud. It is much more an approachable Western oud. With the concept of Ombre Nomade as well as Insolent Oud, Louis Vuitton and Zoha Aroma definitely go for the concept of having a fragrance which is not just appealing to the Eastern audience, but can also appeal to the Western audience. So this oud is not in your face, it's not barnyardy, it's not fecal, it is not repulsive. And I think the rose and oud combination is obviously not a novelty. This has been around for a long time, but it is extremely well blended, so you won't be disappointed by that. There's also a backbone of leather here, which I think is very worthy of mentioning, with a small dusting of raspberry. So that leather is really important. Like, what type of leather is it? I would say the leather is really the skeleton and the backbone of this fragrance. It's there, but it's not as prominent as the oud and the rose. It's there though. So you have to be amiable to all of those notes. You have to be amiable to all of these notes. And right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, this is definitely not for everyone. This is definitely something that you should try. but I don't think this is going to be for, fragrance enthusiasts who are just starting in the game, who are learning about oud. This is probably not the first choice that I would say you would have to go with. But if you are someone who is interested in expanding your palette, I think this is definitely something to check out. So, what is the time of the year or day of the week that I would recommend this? This is strictly for the winter. This is something that I think has, like I said at the beginning, it has mythical characteristics about it. So if you're going to somewhere where it has, if you want to be in a meditative state, if you're going to the haram, if you're going somewhere where I want to say religious but spiritual, then I think this is perfect for those type of occasions, because it does give you that ambiance of an aura of upliftment, of meditativeness, of something which is quite tranquil and peaceful. And so if you want that vibe, I think this is great for that time of year. Obviously, I would say this is not appropriate for the summer, not appropriate for the spring. I mean, you can wear your fragrances whenever you want to, but given how this fragrance performs, I think it's more appropriate for the winter season. So, price proposition to value. Let's talk about this for a second. A bottle of Ombre Nomade will run you about $405 Canadian, and that is I think 100 mil or 50 mil, don't get me wrong. And for 15 mil of Insolent Ood, that would get you $30, or a 50 mil for about $60. So no questions that this is better value for your money in terms of a fragrance, in terms of Ombre Nomade. And I think just your value in terms of how much you get from a very, like even this 15 mil small bottle, because of the performance on this. So the performance is nuclear. This is not beast mode. This is not, 9 to 10 hours. This is like 12 hours. I wore this under my shirt, and I just wanted to test it because I want to test it in different environments, in different places. So sometimes I would test, on my neck or on my chest, and then, go outside or be inside and see how it performs. So what I can tell you is that I did 2 sprays, and that was too much. I would do 1 spray on my chest, and that would be sufficient. I can tell you this is nuclear because when I showered and scrubbed it off, I could, the day after, this is like remnants of it. I could still smell it. So in terms of performance, this is an 11 out of 10 because it just outperforms anything. This will choke, this will fill a room, but it's also a fantastic fragrance to try. And I really recommend, if you are if you are interested in trying something which is quite, I would say in other spheres, this would be extremely expensive, like $405. To try something like this, it's very, very appropriate. So what can I, in terms of a point of reference, take your pick. Every single house has something that has oud and rose in it. This is definitely not a novelty. This composition of rose and oud is, think of anything, Lancôme Oud Bouquet, think of Armani Rose d'Arabie, Dior's Oud Isfahan, any house, any niche house, any even designer high-end house has something that has oud and rose in it. I think the uniqueness of this is the saffron and the incense and the backbone of leather in it. But there is a familiarity here, let's truth be told, about having something which has oud and rose in it. So which fictional character I think would wear this? And I had to think about this for a long time. What fictional character I would say, hey, could wear this? I think Magneto from X-Men, because of that stature, the gravitas, the presence that he has when he wears this. This would be perfect for Magneto. Is this worthy of your collection, or is it worthy of collecting dust? I gotta tell you that usually I like to be very explicit at this point, right? And tell you, listen, do I think you should get this or should I not? But unfortunately, so I'm going to tell you that this is worthy of your collection if you are a fragrance enthusiast and you want to try something which is very opulent and very rich. I think you should try it. It's $30 for a 15 mil. It doesn't really break the bank, but the quality that you get in this is extraordinary. So who would not get this? I would not buy this as a present for someone. I would not buy this for someone who just likes their freshies. I would not buy this for someone who is younger. I would not buy this for someone who is going to just starting on their fragrance journey. But if you are someone who is interested in fragrances, wants to try something which is new, which is a novelty, which is really different from what you're usually used to, run-of-the-mill fragrances, something which really stands out, I think you should definitely give a try to Insolent Ood. So that's my review. If you have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Just on another note, really quickly, I also got 2 of their other releases. This is Tobacco Rouge, which is Mancera's red tobacco, and Délice Mystique, this is Délice Mystique, and this is Tobacco Rouge. These are both new releases from Zoha Aroma. I wanted to try them out. Délice Mystique is Angel Share by Killian, and Tobacco Rouge is red tobacco. Both of them, I'm not going to give you a full review, but my first impressions of them they're excellent in terms of performance, in terms of how close they are to the originals. I think it's a really popular fragrance, especially the Angel Share. And red tobacco, everyone likes. It's a very familiar, great fragrance for the winter. Just as a side note, if you're interested, check them out. Zoha Aroma. I really like this company. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna be frank with you. They're Canadian. The prices are affordable. They make quality products. Nothing to complain about. I really like supporting them, and I really like getting their fragrances and always trying new fragrances. All right, so let me know if you've tried Insolent Ood, if you've tried anything new from Zoha Aroma. They've got a massive catalog. Let me know what I should be trying next. I would be really interested in hearing what's on your plate and what you like in your fragrance collection. And if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. It will help a lot with growing this channel, and I will catch you on the next one.